Hey everyone, welcome. So, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea from a scenario writing guide. I mean, this is one of those concepts that's so fundamental, it could totally change the way you write. Forever. It's all about the hidden weight of your words. This idea that every single choice you make on the page has a real, tangible gravity to it.
So this right here, this is the core idea we're going to unpack today. A writer must always be aware of the weight that even a single line of description or dialogue carries. But, this isn't just some abstract rule from a textbook. Nope. It's a lesson that was learned the hard way, through a really difficult and honestly fascinating journey. It's the story of a writer who thought they had everything figured out, but they were about to learn they didn't. I mean, have you ever had this feeling? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. You've written pages and pages, the word count looks amazing, but then you read it back and, it just feels hollow, right? It feels light, but not in a good way. It's like it's made of air and could just float right off the page. If you've ever felt that, then you're going to totally get the struggle at the very heart of this story.
Okay, so first up, writing in an illusion. This is all about the ease of weightless words. See, our story starts with this writer who was basically trapped in an illusion. For years, they were just cranking out work so easily, thinking that this effortless flow was a sign of being a great writer. They were writing, sure, but the words had no weight.
Yeah, for a long time, the words just poured out. It felt light, effortless. The writer even said they were intoxicated by the feeling of just typing, churning out scenario after scenario with zero friction. The pages were filling up, no doubt about that, but something really, really crucial was missing.
And that's the thing. This feeling of accomplishment, it was a total mirage. Just like the quote says, I was in an illusion, thinking I was accomplishing something great. Looking back, the writer realized that all this easy, light writing was, well, it was a form of self-deception. It had no real substance because they hadn't learned to feel the true weight of their own words yet. And then, of course, that illusion just shattered. The writer was about to hit a giant wall. And this wasn't just any wall. It was a single sentence that stopped everything dead in its tracks.
And we're not talking about a gradual slowdown here. No. This was a dead stop. 1 minute, the words are flowing like a river, and the next, bam, a solid brick wall. The whole creative engine just seized up. Complete and total paralysis set in. And here's the really wild part, the scale of the problem. I mean, this wasn't some huge block about a complex plot twist or a character's motivation. No, the entire creative process just ground to a halt over one single sentence. Can you even imagine how frustrating that must have been? How long, you ask? 3 months. For 3 solid months, the writer was completely stuck on that one sentence, couldn't move forward, couldn't go back. Now, at first, they thought, okay, this is burnout, I'm just overworked. But the real reason? Oh, it was something much, much deeper than that. So what was it? What was the real reason for this creative paralysis? I mean, what could possibly cause a 3-month-long writer's block over one single sentence? Well, the answer wasn't taking a vacation or just trying harder. It was about a fundamental shift in perspective. It was about discovering something that had been missing from the writing all along. And that brings us to our next section, the true weight of words. This is the epiphany. See, the writer's block wasn't a failure of creativity at all. It was a failure to understand the true nature of the tools they were using, the words themselves. So what is the weight of words? Well, here it is. It's the inherent meaning, the gravity, and the responsibility that every single line of description and dialogue carries. This was the big realization. Words aren't just empty containers you fill up with ideas. No, they have their own meaning, their own gravity. The writer finally got it. Every single line has a responsibility to the entire story. And this chart just lays it out perfectly, right? It shows the huge shift. Before, the writer was living over here on the left side, writing by mood. It was easy, it was light, but ultimately it was superficial. That massive writer's block forced them over to the right, writing with weight. This is a whole different ballgame. It's deliberate, it's considered, and it's all about connecting with that innate meaning to give the work real gravity. And that right there, that was the big epiphany. That's what finally broke the paralysis. The writer realized they'd never truly felt the weight of their words before. For years, it was like they were just skating on the surface of the language, never feeling the incredible depth and power underneath. So the writer's block, it wasn't a failure. It was the story itself practically screaming out, demanding to be built on a foundation with some real weight. All right, so after this incredibly difficult but totally necessary realization, the writer could finally move forward. This whole experience led to a brand new process, a practical takeaway that was born from that agonizing 3-month struggle. Let's look at how they went from paralysis to progress.
The new method is this simple but honestly profound 3-step process. Step 1, pause. Just stop. Stop trying to write based on some fleeting move or inspiration. Step 2, feel. Really connect with the innate, true weight of the sentence you need to write. Sit with it. And then, and only then, step 3, write. Only when you have truly felt its weight can you put it on the page. It's like you have to earn the right to move on to the next sentence.
And just like that, we've come full circle, right back to where we started. But now, this quote has so much more power, doesn't it? Only when descriptions and dialogues are written this way can they become a weighty scenario. See, it's not just about being a good writer. It's about being a writer who truly respects the inherent weight of their own words. And really, that's the central lesson from this whole journey, isn't it? It's about moving from that effortless, easy illusion to a much more deliberate, meaningful act of creation. And honestly, this is a lesson for anyone who builds things with words, not just scenario writers. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. In your own work, what weight do your sentences truly carry?